Hi, I'm Dylan Roberts. I'm the Chief Digital and Information Officer from Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board, and I'm joined today by
Andrea Williams, Assistant Director, Digital Delivery, Strategy and Engagement.
This video today is to give everyone an overview about how new pieces of work will get onto the project register, basically on our books. It's a new process, and we'll be explaining how that works and why we're doing it.
Okay, so this is the high-level project life cycle.
Do you want to put the slide up?
Yes, please. So we have this high-level project life cycle. So it comes in as a service support request. So that this can come in any way, really. It can come in as a phone call, essentially. It can come through our IMTP. It can come through our planned care colleagues and scheduled care colleagues. But ultimately, it'll end up as a project support mandate, which is completed online on the portal. So once that's completed, I will go through, there's a couple of stages of that in the next slide, but then it goes to be impact assessed and prioritised to make sure that we're able to deliver it and it actually meets our strategic objectives. So that's essentially the project feasibility part of our life cycle. Then it goes into what we call project startup. So that's where we start developing the business case and much more detailed in terms of planning, really. And then the project pipeline, essentially the project initiation. And as you'll see there, that goes into very much in terms of a waterfall approach in terms of project management standards of Prince 2. But actually we are moving away as well to be much more agile in our approach, and that's part of our plan as well. So that's where it sits in terms of that, and all our projects will be on MS Project for the web.
Okay, so just to check on that then. So in the first instance, all you're saying there is that we will engage with our users, the integrated healthcare communities or whomever who's got a requirement, needs something doing, and we will collect information in order to be able to make an initial feasibility whether or not we should even do a piece of work or not.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay. So the next process is, it's a two-stage process.
I'll go to the next slide for you.
Next slide, thanks. So it's a two-stage process. The first stage is very basic information collecting, and it's on the portal in terms of project support mandate. And
is it? It's on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on the informatics portal.
Oh yes, okay.
So it's very basic information about the project, what you're trying to achieve. There is a little bit there in terms of strategic alignment as well, and if you've spoken to your business relationship manager. So some of you will have a business relationship manager already, which you will discuss these things, but not everybody. And then so it then moves into stage 2, which is a much more detailed assessment of the needs. This is really important to us because this will lead into our impact assessment. So are we able to actually deliver this project, and have we got sufficient information for this project that allows us to prioritize the project? So the details that we actually look at in terms of this is it strategically aligned? So we do look at our living healthy, staying well, which is our main strategy. We look at our clinical strategy, the 6 ministerial priorities, alignment with IMTP, and also we've got our digital strategy as well. And really, what else is critical to the delivery of DDaT or a critical BCU-wide system? So benefits is relatively new. We have been drafting benefits in terms of business cases, etc., for years, but not necessarily measuring them and making sure that we actually realise those benefits as well. So we do look at the quality, safety and harm, effectiveness, efficiency, user experience. Is it a clinical risk, environmental impact, and is it regulatory really, and also the financial return.
So just to check in there then, so what we're saying is, going back to the process for a minute, stage 1 is very much about collecting that information around strategic alignment. So it's really important. So one of the reasons for doing this, I guess, is really important that when a new request or project mandate is going in, we need to make sure that it's appropriately prioritised, so we can prioritise it within our workloads, basically. And then what you're saying then actually is that when we've got that information to a reasonable level, we need to impact assess that in terms of what. Tell me a bit more about how we might impact assess a piece of work.
Yeah, so it's on the next slide in terms of deliverability. So we look at the complexity and size of the change. So how the more complex it is, probably we would need, additional staff. The size
like
of the
project manager,
like project managers. Yeah. Do we need any architects in there?
Yeah.
What's the size of the change? So is it a people change? Is it technology change? Do we actually need to put some service design in there because of the level of the people change?
Yeah.
Is it affordable? So we check, do people have the money to actually deliver this? And I think, and it's from the end to end of the project life cycle. The capacity to, do we have the staff that can deliver this? And also capability. So some things that we actually deliver are quite technical. We may need to bring additional capability into the team, and also we need to ensure that there is full commitment. So for the delivery of the project. So we always generally look at clinical senior responsible owners for the projects, who have that mandate to actually make the key decisions and the drive also that commitment across the organisation.
Brilliant. So in essence, what we're saying here is that, because I'm very conscious of the fact that before we had lots and lots of different requests in with varying levels of detail, and we did not necessarily have the right predictability in terms of what will be delivered and when. So in essence, what you're saying here by this process is that, just for me to give a quick overview back, make sure I've understood it, our business relationship managers, and I'm going to come back and ask about that in a minute, will work with people to collect the basic information that's required. But ultimately what we're doing is here, if things are not aligned to priorities, or maybe they're not deliverable, or whatever might be the case, then we might not be doing them.
Yeah.
And that's the right thing to do, because we need to optimally use the resources we've got to deliver what we need to do. And also, I guess what you're saying is that when we properly impact assess it, and as per this diagram, there might be some feedback loops where we need to change some things as we get more information. When by impact assessing it in terms of understanding what's involved in its delivery, we can provide a greater level of predictability about when something can be done and what resources are booked on it. Is that have I got that right?
Yeah, and the success of that as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. You talked about BRMs, or business relationship managers. Now, I appreciate we haven't actually got official BRM roles in place now, and you're doing that a bit on an interim level. Do you want to talk a bit more about that, Andrea?
Yeah, so we've got an interim business relationship management model at the moment, where every integrated health community has a business relationship manager. So I sit on all three across the East, Central and West, much more of a strategic business relationship manager. Then I have a team around me from across all the services in DDaT as well to support. So if I need any specific information about information or IT, I've got a team specifically in each area that can support me to do that role. We also got business relationship managers for planned care and scheduled care, cancer, women's services, directly linked to our operating model.
So what we're saying there is that teams from digital data and technology are almost sitting in those areas, listening to what's going on, what the priorities are, what the direction is, which helps us to better inform the project mandates, which then make sure our resources are best aligned to deliver what the business wants. No, that's great, Andrea. Thanks for spending the time on this. We'll stop the video there, and clearly there's going to be opportunities for any people to ask any questions they want from these videos. Please send anything through, and we can answer any questions or include them in any future videos from there. Thanks very much.
Thanks.